Later, Kirk Bevans.
Here in Riesa, the Saxon Arena, with 3,500 German fans for the afternoon session, and it's Alan Norris, a former Lakeside finalist, taking on Andy Boulton. Andy Boulton seeing off Jamie Caven, a former Euro Tour finalist, in the opening round, recording his third successive professional win over Jabber, yet to lose to the beast from the East Midlands, his X Factor. He's got a tough task on his hands against Alan Norris, a man who won his first PDC title about this sort of time of year, last year in Dublin ahead of the Grand Prix. And a guy who is very capable of going all the way and lifting the title. We've already seen Mensur Suljovic, Ian White, both seeded players through. Stephen Bunting knocked out Robbie Green going through in that Battle of the Merseyside Darters. We've got Alan Norris against Andy Boulton for you right now, with Robert Thornton, Ronnie Hybrex and Gerwin Price v Dragutin Horvat coming up to round off the afternoon session here. I'm Dan Dawson and Robert Malarkey is sat alongside me.
Thank you, Daniel Dawson. Yeah, last October when Alan Norris secured the first PDC title of his career, the 18th Players' Championship event at the City West Hotel in Dublin.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Alan to throw first. Game on.
And you feel that if Andy Boulton is to stand any sort of chance in this one, he will have to put in an improved performance. An average of just 80.6 yesterday against Jamie Caven. The lowest average of any of Friday's winners.
41.
On day one here in Riesa. 6 from 25 on his doubles as well. And just 180 to boot. So, that's the task that Andy Boulton
100.
has on his hands here. And he kicks off with a ton. Norris throwing first.
Only his second appearance on the European Tour this year, Andy Boulton. Managed to beat Max Hopp in
26.
Dusseldorf. Just the 26 from Alan Norris. Yeah, he managed to beat Max Hopp in Dusseldorf in the opening round, then lost to James Wade. It was a tight one, actually. He lost it 6-5.
100.
But he's not gone past the last 32 of any PDC event since May last year, Andy Boulton. It has been a long run of first and second round exits and just not really threatening in the later stages. Norris threatening to do
140.
180, but has to settle for the ton 40. Bolton's stolen the darts in the opening leg here. Looking to capitalise upon it.
100.
Norris is becoming a bit of a regular fixture on the European circuit. He didn't qualify for the Dutch Darts Masters at the start of this year, but he's now one of the established players in the top 16 on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. He's made the last 5 tournaments. He's been seeded for the last
52.
2 in Austria and in Dusseldorf, and here, of course, as well. Didn't qualify for Riesa last year. Hasn't been beyond the 3rd round this year
97.
in Europe. That was in Vienna, where he beat Roby John Rodriguez, the Austrian, in front of his own crowd. And then he lost to Peter Wright, 6-5. So
44.
Absolute nightmare of a start from Alan Norris.
Mm.
He's had 5 visits. He's not even got down to a finish. He's been looking confused at the back of the stage. That's not the dart that Andy Boulton wanted, all that one. Treble 18.
28.
little wonder Alan Norris is having a big glug of water here. Made to wait slightly longer than normal, these two, for the action to resume.
This is more like it.
It's more like it. Yeah, that glug of water is doing the world of good. That's put himself in a great position, but Boulton here, you feel this has to go. 16 for tops. For a break.
36.
Well, it's been very, very poor
36.
for 5 visits. It was absolutely superb for 1 visit for Alan Norris, and it's bought him 3 darts for the leg to hold his throw.
Getting closer.
No score.
And he's gone back to being
40.
poor. So it may be just 3 very good darts from Alan Norris
Game
in
shot on the
this
first
opening leg, and he
Boulton.
loses it against
Second
the
leg is
throw.
Andy to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, 19 dart break of throw for Andy Boulton, who came through his opening match yesterday against Jamie Caven. 3-1 down at one stage, rattled off
140.
5 on the spin to win 6-3.
A bit of a lunge from Alan Norris there as he towed the Oki.
60.
He's not found his range at all. Early days though, plenty of time for him to turn this around.
While we do have this
97.
lull, just worth pointing out that the winner will face either Chizzy or Jermaine or Watimena in the last 16 tomorrow. Chizzy on stage this evening in the 4th match of the night. The
59.
evening session, 8 matches getting underway at 7 o'clock local time.
Yeah, not seen the outright odds since play started today, but Chizzy was the joint favourite before play started, along
45.
with Peter Wright. Chizzy, a couple of finals this year on the European Tour. Not been able to get over the line and win one this year, but he does have one from back in 2012. One, his first and to date only
85.
European Tour title, hoping to become one of those select group of players who've won more than one European Tour title. Likes of Kim Huybrechts, Michael Smith, of course, defending champion here, Phil
99.
Taylor, Michael Van Gerwen, who's got bags of them.
Yeah, Norris was a 50-1 shot before the weekend began, before the withdrawal of Michael Van Gerwen for the outright title.
More like it. Bit of a flyer.
100. And he
Unable to
requires
find it. So much room in
120.
that treble 20 bed. It's unlike Alan Norris not to follow in with another one. He's a big, big scorer when he gets going. He just hasn't got going at all. That's a good guide, surely. Yes, double top. Andy Boulton, 15 dart leg, 2-0.
Game shot
There
on the
you
second
go.
leg. Andy
There
Boulton.
you go, Andy
Third leg is
Boulton.
Alan to throw first. Game on.
Well, plenty to think about for Alan Norris in the early stages of this one. And he might have more to think about
42.
here after that opening 42.
You hear him, come on.
Come on, yeah.
Something needs to change. He's averaging barely even 70 at the minute. Who is this Alan Norris?
100.
Not the Alan Norris that's hit 3 9-darters since he joined the PDC circuit. If you're looking for a candidate to find the Holy Grail this weekend, you might have looked at Alan Norris, but so far not on this evidence.
83.
As I throw my pen in anguish. Don't know where that's gone. There it is.
$59.
Did make the quarterfinals of Players' Championship event in Barnsley as recently as last month. He beat James Wade in that one as well.
Yeah, 3 quarterfinals,
60.
semi-final, made a final of one of the UK Open qualifiers at the start of the year. See, he's getting very frustrated already, isn't he? As you can expect. I mean, just nowhere near the required level at the
41.
moment. He has sort of got himself a bit of an advantage in this leg. But he's only scoring 60 and 59 and 41. I mean, it's not really you can't capitalise upon it.
78.
Last start saved him a bit, but
Yeah, even so, 12 darts to get down to 2-3-8 is not the form of a potential winner here, or a potential champion. Seeded 13, Alan Norris.
81.
And this is a very, very bitty leg. But Andy Boulton won't mind if he can find another break of throw here and open up a 3-0 lead. Already safely through to the last 16 tomorrow, as well as the beneficiaries of those withdrawals.
140.
We have Ian White, a 6-2 winner against Jim Walker. Robbie Green, 6-1 against Stephen Bunting. Not many people saw that coming. And Mensur Sulovic through as well.
100.
At the expense
Alan
of
Uric
Mike
won
Hobbs.
98.
well, 98 for Alan Norris needed here. 78 left, treble 18. Oh, yeah, and you can see, just it's like he doesn't understand why it's going. I don't understand why it's going so wrong.
And he was looking for treble 18 there to lead
36.
double 10. And he's
And Uruguay
strayed into the double,
120.
triple 4 instead. So it's just not happening for Alan Norris here.
Well, he took this out last leg.
He might do it again, you know.
Oh, if that first one had been a bit better
100.
guide as it was in the
And
previous
Uruguay
leg, he might well have
62.
found his way to the treble 20, and Alan Norris would have been in serious trouble. He still will be if he doesn't take out the 32 here, double 16,
shot on
and
the
that's
third
more
leg.
like it. And you
Alan
see
Norris.
anger.
Fourth leg is
from
Andy to
Chuck.
throw first. Game on.
Yeah, a bit of a let-off there for Alan Norris because Boulton had an opportunity. But not to be, although it's only a holder throw for Norris. Boulton still in the ascendancy
60.
here. You can hear him again, trying to just gee himself up.
43.
Well, what can you put this down to? That's gone into the 5. Better.
85.
See the glorious Andy Boulton flights there, some sort of cartoon version of himself on them. And probably put together in a similar ancient piece of computer software as the one that's used to make his dart shirt.
Yeah, lost his opening match in Dusseldorf, did Alan Norris, against Kyle Anderson, although the way that Anderson's been playing at times, that's perhaps forgivable.
Well, I have to say, Kyle Anderson has been playing some great darts this year.
85.
I cannot wait for the opening game of the evening session, because I think Benito van der Pas versus Kyle Anderson could be an absolute stormer.
Yeah, I do. I mean, tonight's menu is certainly
41.
one that gets the pulse racing. Michael Smith, the defending champion here in Risa, on stage in the third match of the night against James Wilson.
Dear me, look at those numbers. I mean, that is...
60.
I'm looking away, actually. I don't... That's just...
It actually hurts to look at those.
A first nine average of 61.5 from Alan Norris. That's pitched awkwardly, so he'll move down to the 19 to good effects.
Alan Norris playing well would literally have a first nine average of double that. Absolutely baffling.
100.
I know we're only 3.5 legs into this. Something has to change soon.
Well, yeah,
otherwise Alan Norris will just be sleepwalking out of the tournament.
Yeah, I think 3.5 legs is enough to
and he requires
start drawing
111.
And he's left himself 166. I mean, I know... Oh, Andy Boulton.
71.
Well
he will
again,
be
he's
back,
missed
yeah.
the tops, but he knows he's going to come back, because Norris... He's obviously frustrated. He's not thinking clearly. He's left himself a bogey number.
41.
He's missing big numbers again.
40.
He's not put a huge amount of pressure on this double top, and Bolton's looking at it again. Now for double 10. Now for double 5.
30.
Do you know what? Norris might
Alan,
nick
you
this
require
now.
125.
I wouldn't put it past him if he just found from somewhere, digging deep into his reserves, tapping into something. Well, there's the 25. Oh, and that just sums up his day so far. That is just absolutely indicative of what Alan Norris is going through right now.
85.
It's a good last dart,
And
but
he
it may
requires
not
10.
matter. Now, is it double 5 straight at it? You would think so. 1 for double 2.
Game shot on the fourth
And
leg.
that
Andy
is
Boulton.
that, and it's
Good leg is
3-1.
Alan to throw first.
Well,
game on.
Norris threatened to nick that in the end, but I think even he would admit he didn't deserve to win that leg. But here we go. This is more like it. Where's this come from?
140.
It's only the 6th time he scored more than a ton in the
100.
5th leg. It's just not what you expect of a man of Alan Norris's pedigree. I mean, the quarterfinals of the World Championship played very, very well. He looked set for the semi-finals until Jere
80.
Klaassen just nipped past him at the end of the match.
No 180s in this match so far.
100.
Maybe if we got one, it might just spark this game into life, but there's very little sign of any big scoring
48.
from either of these players at the moment, especially Norris. The number of sub-60 visits he's had is absolutely frightening.
There's a bit of a lurch with that last dart. I mean, he does sort of move
140.
a little bit when he throws, Alan. He's not one of these players who's completely stock still. He's charged to the hockey there. He's just desperate to keep chucking, essentially, until something changes. And he's just having a little think here. Doesn't want to leave himself a bogey number again. And 37 scored.
97. And he requires 161.
Well, here we go. Maybe this could spark the game into life. It might just do so, you know. Here we go. Bullseye he wants.
136.
Very
Alan,
nearly.
you require
Big
136.
finish on the ball for a 12-darter, but he's probably coming back. Alan Norris, well, he's barely threatened the treble 20. He needs 2 of them. That has happened an awful lot.
41.
Dear.
And he required 25.
Well, had he nailed that bullseye, it would have been a moment of rare quality in what has been a desperately disappointing encounter so far. That's found the 14, yeah. And again, it just sums up this game perfectly. 11 required, so he'll go 3 for double 4 for a 4-1 lead.
21. Alan, you required 95.
Now then, Alan, what route are we going here? Is it treble 19 for double 19? Hit the treble, it gives you 2 darts at double. Some players will go for the bullseye route. And it is the Bulls. 45 left. Tops he wants.
55.
Well, there are 3 well-thrown darts
And
there.
he
They're on
requires
line.
4.
He wasn't that far off on the double by the standards we're going so far in the first 4.5 legs. In the madhouse for Andy Boulton for 4-1 and a breaker throw. That's a good guide. That is a good guide. And
Yeah,
he
shot on
uses
the
it
fifth leg,
expertly,
Andy
and it is 4-1. And
6th leg is Andy to throw
Wow.
first.
all kinds of problems for
Game
Alan
on.
Norris right now.
Yeah, on the verge of a 1-6-1 checkout there was Boulton, but in the end it's 1-1 that gets another break of throw, and he leads 4-1. And Alan Norris looks like a man who just can't wait for this match to end.
60.
But he is a fighter. He's a resilient sword as well. But he's left himself a bit of a mountain to climb here.
60.
Well, look, some days it just doesn't go for you. And Alan Norris is having one of those days at the moment. But then there's it not going for you, and then it's going spectacularly wrong. And
100.
it is very much the latter for Alan Norris.
There's a big hush in the arena here. I think many fans are really surprised by what they're seeing here from Alan Norris.
100.
Yeah, you can hear Alan Norris's pleas with himself to just try and turn this around. But he's
99.
fighting himself more than Andy Boulton. Both these guys Englishmen based up in Scotland. Andy Boulton from Stoke. Alan Norris, Yeovil originally. He went down Yeovil Town to watch the football with
57.
the legendary darts commentator John Gwynn, who's on a charge to watch football at every single league ground. I think he's only got about 3 more to tick off the list.
140.
I think it was a very different fare down Hewish Park than it was down the Etihad, which is Alan Norris's usual venue of choice for watching football.
Yeah. Lived in Sweden briefly as well,
And
Norris.
he speaks a number of languages. He's a real polyglot.
Yeah, Spanish as well, yeah.
84.
I think he's lived in
And
Spain
you require
briefly as well,
102.
but yeah, up in Bowness in near Forfar at the moment.
17 will leave double top when he returns
62.
for a 5-1 lead. And wow, Andy Boulton's just playing like he was against Jamie Caven. He's averaging just over 80, and it's enough at the minute. Now then,
140.
ton 40,
And he requires
and it's
40.
something, but it may not be enough. Andy Boulton double top.
Game
And
shot on the
he's
6th
just
leg. Andy
plodding,
Boulton.
plodding into the
7th leg is
final
Allen
day
to
of
throw
action.
first. Game on.
Andy Boulton, maybe, well, we talked about the real and genuine potential for one of the qualifiers to go a very, very long way this weekend, especially given the withdrawals of Michael Van Gerwen and Darren Gurney. Maybe, just maybe, it could be Andy Boulton
59.
who is the man who fulfills that for us.
He has got a win against Alan Norris in his career. You've got to go back to 2010 for it, though. That was at the Airdrie Open.
60.
Met a couple of times since then. Both of them been won by Alan Norris, but they haven't played each other for a couple of years. And Andy will be quite aware of how good a player
100.
Chuck is. I don't think he ever would have expected him to throw a 73, 74 average against him today. But take what you can get, Andy.
100.
Average yesterday of 80.
100.
He was 3-1 down to Jamie Caven, and he managed to
Yeah, and it could be,
rattle off. Look at that. I mean,
could be a similar story today as well, although this might do his average the world of good. Oh, there it is.
180.
and it's got him down to a finish for the match.
1-1-80 yesterday, 1 today, and that one visit there
58.
could well
And
be
he
the stepping
requires
stone to glory here.
161.
It could be another break of throw.
He's got
Nearly took out the 1-6-1 before.
Well, he's got 6 darts from here, so even if he had hit the 2 trebles, I think he'd probably just set it up. And he's hit what? He's hit double top 3 times. And he's left double 12 this time. He hasn't hit that one as yet. But he's going to get 3 match darts to win this 6-1. We saw Stephen Bunting, the Cedar player, go out
Andy
6-1 to Robbie
requires
Green, who
24.
put in a very good performance to do that. But Andy Boulton, well, it's not been stellar, but it's been more than enough against Alan Norris
Game
today.
shot,
It
man
just
match,
has not
Andy
happened
Boulton.
for Chuck. And Norris is dumped out, and he doesn't understand it. It has gone spectacularly wrongly for Alan Norris here in Risa. Andy Boulton is in the final day of action, and either Jermaine Watamena or Dave Chisnell will take him on in the last 16 for a place in the quarterfinals. We've got a couple more games for you this afternoon. Gerwin Price and Dragutin Horvat will round things off, but coming up now, it's a former Euro Tour champion, the reigning Grand Prix champion Robert Thornton, taking on the rebel Ronnie Highbreaks.
Hat Andy Boulton sozusagen sein Zwischenziel erreicht. Das war am Sonntag noch im Rennen zu sein. Und Alan Norris spielt doch deutlich unter seinem normalen Niveau. Dennoch Applaus für Alan Chuck Norris. Andy, congratulations. Sometimes it's easier than you expect, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the game I expected at all. I know we both live in the same area. We both live in Scotland, and we play each other a lot of times. And I think it made a bit of difference there. We both probably gave each other a little bit too much respect. And I don't know. It's just you're waiting for Alan to kick in, and he never kicked in. And well, happy days really, but.
Ja, Andy sagte, sie kommen beide aus der Gegend von Stoke-on-Trent und kennen sich schon so gut. Und das war so ein Match, bei der du in jeder Sekunde darauf wartest, dass er endlich in die Partie reinkommt. Aber das passiert irgendwie nicht. Und so kommt dann so ein glattes Ergebnis zustande. Andy, tell us the story about X Factor. 2012, I read, there was the TV show. What's the reason why is your nickname the X Factor?
Well, normally in my BDO days at Lakeside and that, I used to sing on the stage and stuff.
Oh, we can do that. Okay.
But yeah, I mean that's really where it came from. And once the TV show came about, I pinched a nickname and I've hung on to it ever since. Yeah.
So, and which song do you used to sing?
Well, I used to sing Sweet Caroline until Dal Gurney pinched it.
That's right. Yeah. Sweet Caroline. Okay. See you tomorrow. Congratulations for reaching the Sunday. Der X-Factor.